Diddy's former assistant, Philip Pines, is the name that he used to book the freak-offs. I assume this man right here is one of the many co-conspirators that we're probably about to see testify against Diddy. And I have been saying this the second that I saw this man on the fall for Diddy, because when he did his interview, this man came with tons and tons of evidence. And now they connected his name on the records with the hotels. Now I'm convinced that I know exactly how the rest of Diddy's trial is going to go. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that they are going to end with a big bang. We just found out today that victim number 2, who goes by the pseudonym of Jane, is set to testify against Diddy this week, possibly on Wednesday. And she is the second victim that is giving Diddy the trafficking, forced fraud, or coercion charge, just like Cassie Ventura. The charges timeline for her is 2021 to 2024. Y'all just stay with me because I'm about to cook. Philip Pines is another one of these aliases that we have heard that Diddy has used in these hotel rooms, and we heard this in another testimony today. Philip Pines was Diddy's assistant from 2019 to 2021. That means he wouldn't have been around for Cassie Ventura's charges, but he would have possibly been around for the beginning charges of victim number 2, also known as Jane. Here's some of the records where Philip Pines checked into one hotel multiple different times, and as you can see down here on the bottom, it says Alias for Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy. And these records are coming with testimony from the hotel workers themselves, saying this is one of the aliases that Diddy used to book these hotel rooms for these freak-offs. And you also hear them testifying about all the damages and charges being charged to these rooms. Philip Pines comes with all of his own receipts and evidence that he collected over the years, that he said on the fall for Diddy that he gave to the grand jury when he testified against Diddy. He claimed that it was his job to set up these freak-offs, clean up these freak-offs, give money to these workers, get the transportation for the workers and the victims, and all of this. Which, mind you, it's the same exact wording that we've heard about these co-conspirators in Diddy's indictment. In the documentary, Philip Pines had voice memos that he played of Diddy telling him to bring him all of this different stuff up to these hotel rooms. And he also had multiple text messages from Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Korm, asking for all of these supplies, telling him when it was time to clean these freak-offs or when to set them up. I mean, these texts literally just go on and on. And the second that I saw this on the fall for Diddy, I knew that this man was going to be a huge part of this criminal trial. This man even had pictures of the baby oil and the Astroglide that he would put in the rooms, and even the illegal substances. He had text messages asking for all of these different things, even asking him to bring all of these different substances. And some of these substances Diddy has been caught with, like clonazepam, that wasn't even in his name. When Diddy got arrested, he was caught with clonazepam, and it was in the name of Frank Black. We know Frank Black is another alias that he was also using for these hotels, because here's the record and his name is connected to it. As you can see, he was changing the name under the reservations from Frank Black, and his name, Sean Combs, is right there. And the crazy part is, just on this one hotel's activity log, it was happening over and over and over and over again. On top of the multiple testimonies of people saying that Diddy went by the alias Frank Black. Now that we know that victim 2 is getting ready to testify this week, I think the feds are going to end with all of these co-conspirators testifying against Diddy. People have been saying since the beginning, you can't be charged with RICO by yourself, and you're absolutely right. But we can assume that most of these people are giving up their testimonies. That way they are immune from being prosecuted with Diddy. Because if Diddy is found guilty of RICO and could potentially face life in prison, so will all these co-conspirators, because they will have the same exact charges. You know for a fact this ain't the mob, so y'all know well that ain't none of these people trying to serve life in prison over Diddy. Just wait and just watch. As you can see, the feds are building, and we see all of these names coming up over and over again. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.